Welcome to the Thunderdome in Chicago, Illinois, where the 2-4 Chicago Wildcats are ready to take on the undefeated Carolina Skyhawks. This is the SFL on YouTube, brought to you by APM Music. Good evening, everybody. This is Rich Pratchard sitting next to me. Welcome to the Thunderdome in Chicago, Illinois, where the how you doing tonight, Andy?
Hey, Rich, I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to quite the contest between
Carolina
Chicago and Carolina.
This
Shann
is the
Varner
SFL on YouTube, brought to you by APM Music.
And we got some former Skyhawks.
Good evening, everybody. This is Rich Pratchard sitting next to me. Welcome to the Thunderdome in Chicago, Illinois, where the how you doing tonight, Andy? Except for the running.
Hey, Rich, I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to quite the contest between
Carolina
Chicago and
for the
Carolina.
SFL. This is the SFL on YouTube, brought to you by Wildcats having trouble moving the ball on the ground so far. Good evening, everybody. Now, what else do you see the big difference? Welcome to the Thunderdome in Chicago, Illinois, where the how you doing tonight, Andy? Except for the running.
Hey, Rich, I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to quite the contest between Chicago and
for the SFL. This is the SFL on YouTube.
Giving up only 15.5 points per game, whereas both of the other defense and offense for Chicago is around 20 points a game or so, and Carolina's offense is up around 25. So the Skyhawks definitely have an advantage, but we'll see if Chicago, James Cline, as well as Shann Varner, have something to say to each other as these two reunite here in the Thunderdome.
Skyhawks receive the kickoff, bring it back to the 26. And they will take over there at their own 26-yard line, first down and 10. Jacques Luyendula coming out with 4 wide, 1 in the backfield. That's going to be A.J. Francis back there behind him. Takes a snap, drops back, looking to throw, swing out pass to A.J. Francis. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Brought down almost immediately by Dylan Rowland, no gain.
Rowland, nice job of pursuit, and that's what Chicago really needs out of this defense is good protection on A.J. Francis, and then protect the deep fronts. Keep everything in front of you and let the Skyhawks gain the yards that they need.
Luyendula comes back up. Now he's got 2 wide, 1 on each side. Tight end in there on the right-hand side. Drops back, hands it off to Francis. He's going to try and go off left tackle. Breaks a couple tackles, and he is stopped. And there again, Dylan Rowland. Going to be a gain of 3.
That's exactly what Chicago's looking for in terms of their defensive standpoint, is force Luyendula into throwing the ball and then make him settle for the shorter throws. It's 3rd and 7. I'd be interested to see where they try and throw this ball.
Going back to empty backfield, 4 wide, drops back. Luyendula looks right, throws incomplete, almost picked off. Almost picked off. A.J. Barnes knocked that thing down and just about grabbed it.
Yeah, nice job by the defense of Chicago. First drive, get off the field, give the ball to your offense, and let them go to work. Really impressive stuff out of Chicago on this first drive, only giving up 3 yards. That's incredible for a team that's coming in with the 13th scoring defense in the league, and neither the pass or the run D is top 10.
That's the way Chicago needed to start, that's for sure. Carolina's punter stand back on his own 13-yard line. Punt goes away, fielded about the 33. He's going to get it up to about the 40, 41-yard line. Chicago will take over 1st and 10 there.
And for the Chicago offense, the key here, protect the ball and keep it to the outsides and the to the outsides and the moderate range of the throws. You can't throw deep on this defense, but you can definitely throw short, as the Skyhawks don't have any star cornerbacks. It'll be interesting to see here how Shann Varner has planned out this attack.
E.T. King hands it off, going to the left. Jared Willis is going to get a yard out to the 42. That's been their weak point so far this season, it looks to me, Andy, is that running game.
Yeah, and Willis is a new back. This is only his 3rd game, but he's averaging 3.5 yards per carry. But the difference here is the one thing the Skyhawks do really well is their run D. They're number 9 in run defense, so I'd be interested to see how much more of that Chicago does.
King comes back with an empty backfield, throws it out to the right. That's going to be close to a 1st down.
Yeah,
JC, sorry, go ahead, Andy, sorry.
Shann Varner with the grab, the former Skyhawk against his old team, this time playing against the red and blue. He's doing a good job there on the outside. That's a nice moderate throw from E.T. King. Keep everything in front of those two Skyhawk safeties.
3rd down and 1, manageable 3rd down for Chicago. King hands it off right up the middle. Huge hit on Willis.
Yeah,
but
Willis got the yards there, but he paid the price, excuse me.
Yeah, that's all right. That is going to be a 1st down. 1st down and 10 from the 43. In Carolina territory. 4 wide, 1 in the backfield behind King. Hands it off to Willis again, going to the right. Close to a 1st down. He's going to get 9. Now he's going to get 8. Stop there. I believe that was Chappelle. Go ahead, Andy. We'll get this down.
Yeah, we'll get there. For Chicago, that was a really good run. 8 yards, forced the Skyhawks into an interesting situation here. 2nd and short, a playmaker's dream.
Going to hand it to Willis right up the middle. Wide open hole there. Out to the 25-yard line. Stopped by Sir Chappelle. 1st down, Chicago.
Well, that looked like a steak knife going into some hot butter there, Rich. It was just easy as pie for Chicago, and that was just, quite a run from Willis, who's really impressed me in this opening drive.
Yeah, nobody touched him going through that line of scrimmage. That hole was huge. He's got trips to his left, 1 wide right. Willis in the backfield behind him. Changing the play at the line. Drops back, looking to throw. Throws left. Completes. Knocked out of bounds. That was complete to Corey Carter. Gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. I tell you what, if you get 7 yards on your 1st down, that's
yeah, that's definitely a quality completion there. Makes it 2nd and 3. And like I said, they keep getting into this 2nd and short, and it really has benefited them so far in this contest.
Single back behind King. Drops back, looking to throw. Throws it out to Willis.
Wide open.
1st down to the 10. Nobody on Willis coming out of the backfield. And that's going to be another Chicago 1st down.
Well, Willis kind of looks like a punching bag at times after he's making these yardage. I mean, he just gets clobbered here, but look at all the room here for Willis. No one was really guarding him at all. It really just was letting him take those yards down the sideline, and that's really what Shann Varner talked about before the game with me, was he's looking to attack those cornerbacks and really make them pay for not investing in the cornerback position, and so far it's paying off.
King takes a snap, hands it off to Willis up the middle. Going to get down close to the 2-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 2-yard line. Great run by Willis.
And a touchdown saving tackle from Carolina. He looked like he was going right into the end zone for 6. And for Chicago, this offense has been moving really well.
2nd down and goal. Hands it off to Willis, trailing behind the fullback, but he's hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss. That is Tristan Hartley. Big stop back there.
Hatley, the closing speed to come up and get in for that tackle for loss. Used to play under Shann Varner and now is making tackles against his running back. So interesting here, 3rd and goal. I think you need the points, Rich. I think you got to get in the end zone.
You got to get in the end zone here. If you're Chicago, you definitely need those points because Carolina's going to move the ball. Hands it to Willis, go to the left side into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Jared Willis on the run to the left-hand side into the end zone.
It's like a walk in the park on an easy Sunday afternoon. No one's getting in your way. Stiff arm an old lady, and you're in.
There you go. Chicago strikes first, gets in the end zone, gets on the board.
And if you're a home fan here for the Wildcats, you got to be loving that. I mean, you're coming into the game against the undefeated Carolina Skyhawks. They look all big and mighty, and what do? You kick off first, your defense gets a stop, and your offense drives right down the field and puts it in for 6.
J.C. Garcia with the extra point. Jesus Garcia with the extra point. And that will put Chicago up 7-0. 5:34 left in the first quarter.
Well, now if you're Carolina, you want the ball back, and you got to get your offense going quickly. If this Chicago defense can get another quick stop, all the momentum will be in their corner.
Garcia with the kick. It's going to come down inside the 10-yard line. Returned up to about the 25, 27-yard line is where they'll spot it. Carolina will take over first down and 10.
On the first drive, A.J. Francis struggled. He's averaging 5.3 yards per carry this season. He's top 5 in rushing yards, as you alluded to earlier. But it's going to be these receivers for Carolina that are going to make the difference, because it looks like Chicago's got their eye on A.J. Francis.
4 wide for Luyendula. Francis in the backfield with him. He's going to hand it off to Francis. Going left. He's hitting the backfield and dropped. That is Clint Hendershot. Drops Francis for a loss of 1. Just a loss of 1 back in the backfield. Second down and 11, Carolina.
Another former Skyhawk making a James Cline offense pay there. Clint Hendershot does what he's supposed to do, and that forces Carolina into second and long.
Luyendula drops back, throws right, intercepted, almost intercepted. I thought he had that one. That was almost picked off. Intended for number 87, I believe. Was that who that was for?
I believe so, yeah, and it was almost taken away there by Jeremy Lane, the free safety, he was going to go for the other way for 6, Rich, if he would have taken that one away. It was real dangerous of a throw, and that brings up third and long.
Third and long, Carolina hands it off to Francis right in the middle, but he pays the price. He pays the price going up the middle. A.J. Barnes just lowered the hammer on him.
And Hendershot had a hand in that too, and I tell you what, Rich, Hendershot laid the hit and then ended up 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That was such a big hit. I've never seen that before in my life. Carolina stalls out for the second time today. This Chicago defense looks ready to go.
Chicago came to play tonight, that's for sure. There's something to prove. Again, the punter standing on his own 13-yard line. That's the second series in the row. That's where he's punting from. And fair catch at the 35-yard line. Chicago will take over first down at 10.
Jesse Vick calling for the fair catch, and now it's Chicago's time to come back out and show what their offense can do. Rich, there was really no resistance on that first drive.
No, not at all. They were able to march the ball down the field, and they did it running and throwing. There wasn't a, they mixed it up pretty well. E.T. King under center, offset eye. Hands it off to Willis going left. He gets out close to the first down, and they're going to say he's just short. Just short of the first down. Stopped.
Well, and there's your comparison there between A.J. Francis and Jared Willis. Francis, arguably one of the top backs in the SFL coming into today's game, and Willis is making him look silly.
2nd and inches, single back formation. Drops back, looking to throw, throws right. Another swing out pass out there. First down out to midfield. Willis again wide open, Andy.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, Rich. If you're getting 7-8 yards on that swing play, and that you might as well throw it again. And E.T. King knows that. He knows that Willis is good for the catch and the yards. So on 2nd and inches, you might as well.
Same formation, 1st and 10. Going to go the other way with the same play. This time, Carolina finally snuffed it out. Stopped there by Jesse Vick.
Well, and for Carolina, I think you got to rely on those cornerbacks and those free safeties there as Sir Chappelle comes up to make the play. You got to rely on these guys to make those plays, and more often than not, the star player is going to be the non-contract.
Nice little quick throw out there to number 16. I think that's 16. I don't see him on my roster, though. Oh, there he is, Austin Matrullo. Gain of 4, 3rd down and 6. It's the first time in a while that they've been behind the chains here on third down.
Yeah, and quick throws are really Chicago's MO.
Drops back, he's under pressure, rolls to the right, he's going to get sacked. E.T. King goes down in the backfield, and that is Bo Rivers Monroe with the tackle, with the sack.
And it's really just a, I think that's almost a coverage sack there, Rich. I mean, King didn't have a decent amount of time to get that ball off, but there was just no one open. And so Monroe really benefits from that, and a good job by the Carolina defense to get the stop outside of field goal range and force Chicago into a punt.
Punt's going to come down at about the 19-yard line. Gets up to the 21 before he stopped. First down and 10, Carolina. See if the Carolina Skyhawks can move the ball this time.
Yeah, they've struggled all day, and for the number 6 scoring offense coming into the game, they got to rely on something. The rush has just not worked so far, Rich. It might be time to try a pass.
He's got 2 receivers to his right, 2 in the backfield. Uyundula drops back, looking to throw. He's under pressure. He's going to throw a screen. Complete. That screen is complete. But he's not going to get anywhere. Complete to Greer. But he's going to lose a yard on that screen.
And Hendershot, the linebacker, was almost pulling a spy play and just waiting on that fullback to check out of the backfield. He read that the whole way, and I tell you what, Rich, Chicago so far has done their homework on this Skyhawks offense.
Somebody's been watching some film, that's for sure. Uyundula is going to swing out, same running back pass that Chicago's been running. Hendershot on the stop.
And Clint is all over the field so far today, and A.J. Francis is saying, what do I got to do to find 2 yards of space?
That'll bring up 3rd and 10 for Carolina. 3rd and long again. Changing the play at the line, 4 wide, drops back, Uyundula throws right, but that's not nearly enough. It's not going to be nearly enough for Carolina. That was Jalen Miller on the reception. But he stopped after a 6-yard gain, so that'll bring up 4th and 4 and another punt for Carolina.
Yeah, and that was actually number 28 who made the tackle, who's the non-contract nickelback there, Rich. And if you watched, Blake Hamrack dropped deep in coverage. It was a 4-deep scheme from Chicago, and that's exactly what I and Shann Varner talked about before the game. They're just trying to keep everything in front of them, and that's exactly what they did. They forced Carolina into a 3rd and long, kept every defender deep, and just forced Carolina to check down and then made the tackle short of the sticks. So far, this Wildcat defense is doing exactly what Coach Shann wants them to do, and they're getting the stops that they need and getting the ball back for this offense.
Chicago will take over at their own 37-yard line. Not bad field position after that punt. Only 8 seconds left in this first quarter. Get one more play off. E.T. King's going to throw it. Looks right, throws right, intercepted. What a catch! Intercepted. That's non-contract Willie Van Dyke.
It was a late throw to the backside, and that's not what you want at all. Look at this. King under pressure tries to turn around and whip one to Shann Varner on the opposite side of the field, and you can't expect a non-contract player to make that play, but Shann Varner was already on the boundary. Ill-advised throw there from the veteran E.T. King, and Carolina benefits their best field position of the game here.
One-handed catch. Interception that gives Carolina back the ball with great field position at the Chicago 39-yard line. Uyundula in the shotgun. Going to drop back. Throws left. Long throw. Incomplete.
And look who was there for the Chicago defense. Jesse Vick, the cornerback. Again, it's a 4-deep scheme, Rich. They're just dropping everybody and saying, look, if you want to beat us underneath, go for it, but you're not going to beat us deep.
Good coverage by Chicago. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Still Chicago 7, Carolina 0. You're listening to or watching the SFL on YouTube, brought to you by APM Music. Rich Pratchard alongside Andy Hamilton for tonight's game. It's not the way I expected this to go so far, Andy.
It's interesting. It's still close, Rich. There's a lot of game left to play, but so far Carolina has struggled.
Luyendula throws out to the right, complete to going to be Harish Prasad. Gain of 4.
That's for Carolina what you need to do. You need to throw these intermediate routes on first and second down, because it'll put you in the situation here where another intermediate route will work on third down. They can throw that out route again just a little bit deeper here, Rich, and pick up 7 or 8 yards for the first and move the ball down the field. But if they struggle on first and second down, it's going to be a long night.
Luyendula with an empty backfield, drops back, throws left into the middle of the open field intended for Prasad, but nobody there.
Yeah, I don't know who he was trying to throw to there, Rich. That looked like he was trying to hit the referee, and the ref was moving out of the way like, look, I'm not trying to catch that football.
Ref doesn't want to get hit anymore than some of these other guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
No.
That's why I'm up here in the booth with you.
Absolutely. I've seen the hits happening down there. I'll stay up
They're
here.
rough.
Punting from midfield. Going to try and pin him deep. And it is going to go out of bounds inside the 5-yard line at the 3. Great punt.
Great punt. Unbelievable stuff from the Carolina special teams. James Cline knows what he's doing in coaching these guys. Look at that spiral. That looked better than half the throws Luyendula's thrown today. Just get that punter out there and let him punt these throws.
There you go. Got some pretty good accuracy, too.
Yeah.
So first down and 10. What. Yeah, first down and 10 for Chicago. Their own 3-yard line. E.T. King hands it off, going to the left, breaks the tackle, out to the 10, and he is going to be stopped. That's Jared Willis. Stopped out there. Looks like 2 non-contract, Grayson Cline and Willie Van Dyke, I believe, on the stop.
What a run. Willis keeps those legs churning like a old lady churning butter, and he gets all the way up for 7. Nice run.
Great first down run, 2nd and 3. Hands it off to Willis again. Going to the right, breaks a couple tackles. He's going to be short of the first down, but that was a good run. Bring up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, got caught up on the lineman a little bit there. Was really patient with his run. Found the hole eventually and was able to dive forward for another yard. 3rd and 1 here. Carolina would love to get off the field, and this home crowd is going to want the Wildcats to convert.
3rd and a yard for Chicago. Important 3rd down here to get out of this hole. Drops back, throws right to Willis. He's got the first down out close to the 20-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. Forced out of bounds there by Pruitt.
It's wide open up there. When they put everyone on the line, they just have those outsides wide open, and those non-contract cornerbacks are not able to get off the blocks and make the plays, and Chicago's just going to eat on that all day if Carolina doesn't correct it.
1st and 10 Chicago from their own 20-yard line. It's going to go 3 wide. Willis in the backfield behind King. Pitch it to Willis out to the left. He's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage. He breaks 1 tackle. He's going to end up getting a couple.
Yeah, that was a very tough run considering where he got hit at. I'm impressed that he even picked up the 3 yards.
Yeah, I was too. Christopher Colon on the stop. Bring up 2nd and 7. King's got an offset eye. Drops back. We're going to throw another swing pass to Willis. He's going to get out close to the 25-yard line. Stopped there by Shravan Prasad, sorry.
You're all good, and Carolina is going to want those plays on 1st and 2nd down. Stop them with enough yards here where a run play won't do it. They're going to have to throw an intermediate 6-7-yard route if they want to pick this up.
That's what they're doing. Again, going to Willis, but they've got that one sniffed out now. Willis is only going to gain another yard or 2. Going to bring up 4th down and 3 deep in their own territory. I think I can safely say this is going to be a punt.
It will, but I don't know if it'll be as good as the last punt we saw, Rich. I think I've been spoiled.
I think you're probably correct. Standing on his own 11-yard line. comes down at the 35-yard line. He'll get a couple. Out to the 39, first down and 10, Carolina. 7:34 left in the second quarter. Chicago 7, Carolina 0.
Not a bad return there, and some good field position here for Carolina. Let's see if they can capitalize on the forced punt from their defense.
Luyendula with 2 wide left and Francis in the backfield. Hands it to Francis, going to the left. He is hammered right there at the line of scrimmage by Dylan Rowland. Look at the comparison in the halfbacks there for tonight.
Yeah, and it's all in those 2 linebackers, Rowland and Hendershot. I don't know what Shann Varner did in terms of torture for those 2 guys, but they are just prepared for A.J. Francis today.
Luyendula under center. Going to hand it to Francis, trying to go left again. Breaks the tackle, but he is going to be brought down. Brought down after a gain of just a couple.
That's the other half of this, Rich, is not only do you want your star players to make the plays, but you got to bring numbers when you're guarding a guy like A.J. Francis. There were 3 people in on that tackle, and it worked.
3rd and 5 for the Skyhawks. High formation. Dropping back, going to throw right. It is complete. First down. First down complete.
Nice play there by Pratchard. He had to twist his body on the diving attempt. It's just a quick out there, and he had to almost come back for the ball as he was falling backwards. And if you're, Carolina, those are the plays you got to love, is those 5-6 yards outs, because Chicago's going to give them to you all day. The question is, are you willing to take them and keep moving?
So Carolina moving the ball at midfield. Going to hand it off to Francis again. He's going to get a couple. Going to give him 3. 2nd down and 7. Stopped by Hendershot again.
Got to keep that defense honest. You can't, let them think that you're just a passing team. And despite not being able to pick up big yards, those 3 yards do add up there.
2nd down and 7. Luyendula under center. Hands the ball off to Francis. He's going to get hit in the backfield and stopped. That again is going to be Hendershot, I believe.
Yeah, and Barnes was there too. Just the instincts from this defense to read where the ball was going. Well taught here in the off week by Shann Varner. They definitely know this opponent well, but here a 5-wide look. That'll be interesting.
Like I said, empty backfield, drops back in the shotgun. Looking to throw, throws over the middle and completes. Flag down.
Well, it's deep in the secondary. That would lead me to believe it's some type of pass interference. I don't know if I saw it, Rich.
I didn't see it, but there was nobody in the area of that pass, and that's what they're calling pass interference.
I think it's on Dylan Rowland is what it looks like, and I don't know. Maybe we'll see a replay, but it looks like the refs might have bailed out Carolina a little bit there. That throw was just errant, in my opinion.
It was. It was over everybody's head. I don't know how anybody could have gotten to where that throw ended up.
But hey, first down, and I'm sure Carolina will appreciate it and try and work their way into field goal range here.
Ball now at the 41-yard line. Hands it off to Francis, going to the right again. Stopped by A.J. Barnes. Gain of 4. Carolina finally moving the ball.
It's a really solid run there. They pulled the guard, and he didn't really block anyone, but he was able to get out in front enough to give them 4 yards. And if you gain 4 yards on every play, Rich, you're going to have a first down.
Absolutely. We send 2 wide right, 1 wide left with Francis behind him. Luyendula changing the play at the line, drops back, throws it out to Francis to the left. Almost gets the first down. Jesse Vick finally gets him stopped.
And it sets up Carolina in a situation that they can convert easily. 3rd and 1, I mean, they've been giving the ball to Francis up the middle, and he's got 2 or 3 each time. So, I wouldn't feel too out of my realm of comfort zone if I'm the Skyhawks here. And look, Chicago's way off the line.
Yeah, they've got plenty of space. They're going to hand it to Francis. He's going to try and bounce it right, breaks a tackle. He's going to get a first down. First down out to the 30-yard line.
Well, he had plenty of room, and the interesting part was Robert Boucher Jr. was almost in the backfield to make the play. He almost lost yards.
Yeah, he broke that tackle in the backfield, or would have been a different story here. First down and 10 from the 30. Luyendula's dropping back, looking to throw. Throws over the middle. Almost intercepted. Dylan Rowland had it in his hands.
Rowland was right there and just read where the ball was going and was able to move over and make the play.
Second down and 10 for the Skyhawks. Trips to the left for Luyendula. Drops back, looking to throw. Throws it down the middle. Seam route into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Well, what I say, Rich, the Wildcats were trying to keep everything in front of them, and they couldn't do it there. Pratchard gets behind the defense and makes the play.
Nice seam route by Pratchard. Just outruns the coverage.
Yeah, Barnes back there was floating a little bit, cheating a little up on the run, and what happened, is what happened, and now Carolina fights back into this game despite struggling before on the opening drives, and that's what you like to see if you're James Cline and this Skyhawks faithful. You want to get back into this game, and now it's 7-7, and after stopping Chicago on the last drive, this really looks good now if you're a Skyhawk fan, when it looked a little bleak on those opening drives.
Well, Carolina ties it up at 7 with 3:38 left in the half. See if Chicago can rebound from that. Offense looked pretty good for Chicago there the first couple series.
Yeah, the Wildcats offense was rolling well, and then they kind of struggled there. It looks like the Skyhawks maybe have adjusted to what they had in the playbook, and so now it'll be interesting to see how the Wildcats combat that, whether they're able to shift what their attack point was or whether they continue to beat the dead horse.
Return out to the 29, and Chicago will take over first down at 10. E.T. King and Jared Willis will come out. Try and move the ball. Two backs in the backfield with King. Drops back, looking to throw. Throws it to the right-hand side, incomplete. Way over the head of number 46. That's Alfonso Freeney.
When he had him, there was plenty of space there. He just overthrew it and maybe got a little too excited and let it go a little late. But he had the guy wide open, Rich.
Yes, he did. Bring up second down and 10 for Chicago. Single back, 4 wide. Looking to throw, throws left. Incomplete. That was in the hands of the receiver, Trevor Driver, and he just couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, and for Driver, that's just a product of not getting enough reps in the week prior, and that's what happens when you're a non-contracted player. You don't get to see that many snaps in practice, and so when you get on the field, it's a new feeling, and then sometimes that'll happen where you'll just bobble the ball and are unable to haul it in.
Chicago's offense seems to have stalled. Their third down and 10, 3 trips to the right. He's going to throw deep, has his man open, complete, out to the 45 to about the 43-yard line. That was J.C. Torres on the reception. Great throw by King.
Yeah, Torres playing in only his 5th game of this SFL season. Already has a touchdown, but he's averaging 13.8 yards per catch, and there he shows you why. Hauls it in, is able to break the tackle, and if he would have got a block or two, Rich, that could have been an even bigger highlight than it already was.
Absolutely could have. He ran a great route, got right in between the zone and the seam of the zone. First down and 10 for Chicago. In Carolina territory. King drops back. He's going to throw it out to Willis. To the left. He's going to get about 8 on that. Now they're going to give him 6. 6. Second down and 4. Still first down, 6 yards on a first down swing pass.
And for Chicago, you know, now that you've worked the deep end of the field, Carolina has to respect that deep throwing game, and so that'll open up some of these shorter throws for you that worked so well earlier in the contest.
Hands off to Francis, going up the middle, or Willis. But that's going to be enough for a first down. He got hammered pretty hard there at the first down marker, but he got it.
Yeah, was able to fight off the scrum that was happening in the middle of the field. The lineman kind of didn't really get much push. It was really a locked-up battle, but Willis was patient and was able to find his lane to the left-hand side.
That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Chicago and Carolina tied up at 7. This is the SFL on YouTube, brought to you by APM Music.
Well, it's been a really quick first half here, Rich. Both teams keeping the clock running, and that's very interesting because it means the score might be low by the end of this game.
1st and 10 for Chicago. Gonna throw it again. Throws it to the right. Completes. First down. Spins to the inside. Gets a few more yards. That was Shann Varner.
Well, is that man a tight end or a running back out there, Rich? Look at that stiff arm. Unbelievable stuff.
I didn't expect a spin move out of a 6'6", 225-pound tight end, that's for sure.
He's nimble on his feet. He knows karate.
Hand off to the running back to Willis. He's going to get out there, get about 6 yards again on first down. Out to the Carolina 11.
And if that's one thing that Shann Varner learned from his time in Carolina, it was power running. And he's putting on a clinic today for all of you new coaches in the SFL. Take some notes, write down the formations, draw out the plays, and go back and look at what he's doing because it's working.
In the end zone, touchdown, Chicago. Jared Willis on the run off the right-hand side. And Chicago grabs the lead from Carolina before the half.
Again, just another power run. Put the men in front of him, get the blockers out there. Look at that. Number 69 was all the way into the secondary by the time that Willis got there. And he was able to make the key block, which sealed the end zone trip. It's just classic running from Shann Varner, something that he's learned all of his time in Carolina, and now he's putting it to good use, unfortunately for the Skyhawks, against his former team.
The blocking was great on that play again. Extra point attempt is successful. With 1:03 left in the first half, Chicago 14, Carolina 7.
And this is the part of the game, Rich, where Chicago will benefit from the fact that they kicked off earlier in the game because they'll get the ball back at the end of the half. And for Carolina, you really can't do much about it because of Chicago's game plan of just dropping everyone deep. Because if you try and throw deep, in theory, the Chicago defenders are prepared for that.
They've got 59 seconds to work with and 3 timeouts, but you're right. Throwing the ball deep isn't going to work real well against the Chicago defense that's set up for tonight.
Yeah, it worked well on that one play, so maybe if there's a lapse in coverage from the safeties, they can get something going. But, when you're starting at your own 29 and you got to drive, 81 yards down the field, or 71 yards down the field, it gets tough.
Luyendula drops back. He does want to throw, looks left, and it is knocked down. Knocked down by Clint Hendershot. Does stop the clock and bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Hendershot looked like your ex-wife all over that one. He was just tattooed all over that man, and he was there for the deflection, and it gets rough there, Rich.
Have you met her?
I hope not. I hope not.
2 wide left for Luyendula. Francis in the backfield behind him. Hands it off to Francis, going straight up the middle. Going to get a first down across the 40. Tackled there. Carolina's going to hurry to the line. Run the hurry-up offense. 40 seconds left. Hand it off to Francis again. He's going to get hit that time and stopped, and Carolina will take their first time out.
And it looks like that first play just really caught Chicago off, guard. They weren't prepared for a run play, and so when it happened, they really had trouble trying to stop it. But then on the second time, it looks like they were a little bit more prepared, and they were able to cut down Francis here. They're about 20 yards from field goal range here.
Chicago's dropping almost 7. I know they got their 2 linebackers, but they're dropping 7 into pass coverage, expecting Carolina to throw the ball. Luyendula drops back, throws left, almost intercepted again. Jesse Vick. This Chicago pass coverage being pretty stingy tonight.
Yeah, he was prepared for it back there, just waiting on the ball to come deep. And, that's Shann Varner preparing them in the off week to say, keep everything in front of you, let them gain their 20 yards in the middle of the field as long as they don't score on us, and this is the perfect situation to see that come into effect.
Luyendula's going to hand it off to Francis. Going to try and get to the right, but he's not going to get anywhere. Stopped in the backfield by Donnie Odom, non-contract defensive tackle getting back there.
Yeah, and Carolina is trying to get out of the half here, and they don't have to kick this football off. I'm surprised Chicago electing not to use their timeouts. It looks like they're comfortable with a 7-point lead at the break.
Carolina punting it away. They could have just let the clock run out. And Chicago, the return man pays the price for not fair catching that ball, but that will bring us to the half. So at halftime, Chicago 14, Carolina 7. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, brought to you by APM Music.
So a good first half here from both teams. Looking at the total yardage, Carolina is struggling here in both the run and the passing game, and Chicago has nearly doubled them in both opportunities there. And look at that time of possession, which really, tells the tale between these two teams. Chicago has come out prepared and ready to go, and Carolina is struggling on both the offensive and the defensive side of the ball. They look a little bit unprepared for what Chicago has brought to the table. And we'll see what James Cline can tell them at the halftime break and how they come back out onto the field as we look at that incredible interception, which really turned the tables on this game.
That did change the momentum for a little while, but Chicago seems to have gotten it back. Andy, I'm really impressed with the game plan tonight from Chicago. This is not what I expected the game to be tonight. I expected it to be close, but I did not expect Chicago to have the success on the ground that they've had.
Yeah. The running game has actually surprised me quite a bit as well. I knew Chicago had a game plan that might come into this game and be successful, but I'm surprised that it includes the run game of Jared Willis as much as it has. Carolina's front 7 is really menacing with the 4 D linemen and the 2 linebackers. I mean, that's 6 men right up in the box, and so for Chicago to kind of say, hey, I'm fine with running right at that front 6, that's impressive that they've been able to do what they have.
So here we go, getting ready to start the second half, and like you said earlier, Chicago gets the ball back, so they're going to get a chance to tack on to this lead. Right now, lead is 14-7. Rich Pratchard here with you, sitting next to Andy Hamilton. And we start the second half. Ball comes out to the 31-yard line, and Chicago will start off first down and 10.
And for the Chicago offense, don't change too much of what you've been doing. It's been working. And for the Carolina defense, you got to get some more stops. You had a good one in the first half, and then you kind of fell apart for the last drive. But, it's time to buckle down and really recognize what the Wildcats are doing and adjust.
King changing the play at the line here. He's got 2 wide right, 1 wide left, drops back, looking to throw, throws left, complete, first down. J.C. Torres.
We look at the quarterback numbers there. I think E.T. King at some point today is going to, find a man in the end zone. So I don't think that number will stay at 0 touchdowns. But really a good job by Torres here on the outside. An interesting point here, Rich. Chicago has played Carolina twice, and they have beat the Skyhawks both times in the past. So Chicago not only has this game on the line, but they have their 2-0 record against Carolina at stake.
King drops back, throws deep, looking for his man, complete. Out to the 27-yard line. Shann Varner on the reception. Big pass.
I tell you what, that play was not what Chicago had talked about before the game and what they wanted to do. They attacked the deep safety right there. So now Chicago just showing that they can do anything, whether it's in the game plan or outside.
Definitely caught Carolina off guard going deep on first down. Got one wide left. Everybody in close, 2 backs in the backfield. There's a snap, hands it off to Willis. Trying to go left, he's going to get a yard.
It was a nice job by John Gregory, who kind of read and came off the block to make that play, and that's more of what the Skyhawks need if they're going to get off the field here. At the Carolina 26, Chicago's in field goal range, but they don't have a contracted kicker, so nothing is a guarantee. So really, if you could get off the field here without giving up too many yards, you're still in good shape.
In the shotgun, King looking with 2 wide left, 1 wide right, drops straight back, throws deep, complete down to the 5-yard line. Complete to Cody Carter. I think that's the first time we called his name tonight.
Yeah, Rich, do you have any change for me? Because E.T. King is, throwing dimes, and I'm all out. So I wonder if you have any that we can give him, because that was a drop right in between double coverage on Corey Carter. So, I don't have words here.
King throws into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Shann Varner, I believe. No, J.C. Torres.
Yeah, they were similar numbers, so
yes.
I don't blame you for not understanding that one. But wow, Torres, a nice little slant route, and I don't know if no one was guarding him or what. It's a linebacker. Yep, just too slow.
Yep, linebacker didn't break when he needed to.
Chicago pushes the lead to 21, and that was a really good, rejuvenating drive for the offense after struggling a little bit in the first half after their opening drive. They're able to come out after the break, and I don't know if Shann Varner has the magic juice that Michael Jordan had in Space Jam, but he gave his halftime players something at the break, whether it was orange slices or what, but they came out with their heads on fire.
I was going to say, I want to hear the recording of that halftime speech. That's what I want to hear. Extra point is
probably involve boiled peanuts, if I had to say so.
Extra point is good. Chicago goes up 21-7 with 9:12 left in the third quarter.
Still plenty of time in this one for Carolina. 9:12 left in the third. They have time. They just got to get the offense going.
Return starts at about the 8-yard line. Going to get up to the 25 before he stopped. 1st and 10. Carolina from the 25-yard line. Let's see if they can get their offense moving.
Yeah, and it's got to start with A.J. Francis. He had a couple good carries to end the half. I'd like to see him get a little more involved because it seems like Carolina wants to feed him the ball. So if they're going to do that, he's got to get going.
Luyendula with 1 wide on each side. Francis behind him. Snap, drops back, looking to throw. Throws it to the left. Complete. Harish Prasad. It's his 4th reception tonight.
And that's perfect. On 1st and 2nd down, you just got to throw those quick 5-6 yard catches and keep it moving here on 2nd and 3rd down, for similar gains, because this Chicago defense is fine if you chip away at them, but if you try and go deep, you're going to pay the price.
2nd down and 6. Dropping back, looking right, throws right, complete in traffic. Complete to Jalen Miller in traffic, Andy.
Yeah, Miller, the former Sioux Falls Sparrow, coming across the field here. Luyendula, one of his favorite targets, and he just finds a hole in the seam and that's to be expected. And Chicago closes on it quickly, doesn't give up many yards after catch, but it's definitely something that they'll try and fix here heading into the next down. But a great throw from Luyendula.
First down and 10, Carolina from their own 42-yard line. Luyendula drops back again, looking to throw, throws left, and that's going to be complete for a short gain. Harish Prasad on the reception again for 4. But again, first down, getting 4 yards, that's on time.
Yeah, it's another great throw and catch on first down to set them up here on second down as we look randomly at the sky. Set them up on second down for a more manageable second and third down. So in reality, they're just cutting into the 10-yard deficits one play at a time.
2nd and 6. Hands it off to Francis, going to the right. Makes a move out past the marker for a first down. First down and 10 out to the 47.
Nice carry by Francis. Lower the head, take the hit, but is able to push the ball over the line to gain. Really an important run because it shows Chicago, not only can we throw short, but we can run too.
Carolina in Chicago territory at the 47-yard line. Hands it off to Francis right up the middle. Lowers his shoulder. But finally brought down by Dylan Rowland, but Clint Hendershot got hit.
Yeah, and that's the benefit of having 2 linebackers for Chicago, is that if one gets knocked over, the other one's still there to make the play. Chicago really benefiting with those 2 linebackers in this run game.
In the shotgun, Luyendula. Looking to throw right across the middle. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Jalen Miller.
Well, it's, only heartbreaking because he was wide open and he had enough time to make the catch. There was really no one in his range, and maybe, he heard the footsteps and was afraid of the hit that would have been coming because he was across the middle of the field. But, I mean, if you're Jalen Miller, you want that one back in your hands for another chance.
Empty backfield, 4 wide for Luyendula. Looking across the middle, again, completes. Shravan Prasad.
That's actually Harish Prasad. Shravan's his brother on the defensive side. But that's just a 90 all slants right there, and that's a good play. It opens up the middle of the field and gives the receivers a chance to make a quick catch, and that's all that it was, and it worked to perfection, and that's really where Chicago's kind of bleeding at this point, Rich, is just the middle of the field on those slant routes.
Carolina 1st and 10 from the 31. Luyendula looking to throw again. Throws it across the middle. Complete. No, knocked down. Incomplete. Who was that? 52. Non-contract. Robert Boucher Jr.
Yeah, Boucher just does a nice job of filling that hole and getting in the passing lane and batting that one down. He was open. Again, it was another slant with an open receiver, and Boucher just was able to make the play before the ball got there. So, a good play, but there's still 2 more downs here before the Wildcats get off the field.
Trips to the left for Carolina. Hands it off to Francis, going to the right. He's hit the backfield, breaks a tackle. Almost breaks the tackle. Dylan Rowland holds on and brings him down after a gain of 2.
Yeah, Rowland does a good job here of wrapping up and holding on. He knows help is coming from the other linebackers and coverage players for Chicago, but, he holds on for dear life, makes the tackle, and now it brings up 3rd and 8.
I thought he was through that tackle as Dylan Rowland slipped down, but you're right, he held on. Trips to the left for Luyendula. Handed off to Francis, and he is hammered. Hammered in the backfield by Hendershot. It's going to bring up 4th and 10 for Carolina. I think this might be a long field goal attempt.
Yeah, it's looking like a 47, 48-yarder for Carolina. They need this. This is going to help them. If they miss, it's really going to be troublesome.
Snap, hold is down, kick is up. And it is good. 47-yard field goal for Ezekiel Cline.
Yeah,
that
nice
hold looked
kick.
a little low too, Andy.
Yeah, the snap looked low to me, Rich.
Or the snap, that's what I meant.
Yeah, well, the hold was low because of the snap. So you're absolutely right there, was that the holder had to do a good job of, getting it up high enough for Cline to put the boot to it. And on a 47-yarder, you want nothing but perfection.
Carolina gets 3 more on the board. Chicago 21, Carolina 10. 5:17 left in the third quarter. Return will come out to the 30-yard line, and Chicago will start there 1st and 10.
And if you're the Wildcats offense, it's time to come out, go back to work, and if you can put more than 3 on this board, Rich, this is starting to be a mountain that Carolina is not really equipped to climb.
The way they came out after the first half, you'd think they could still move the ball effectively. E.T. King drops back, wants to throw, throws deep, has his man, diving catch. Flag on the play. It looked like a catch to me by J.C. Torres.
Hauled that in. That's going to be a late hit penalty. He hauled that in on a diving attempt. What a play.
Late hit. Late hit against Carolina. That'll tack 15 more onto the end of that throw.
Yeah, Torres just burns by him, and I think he might have tripped there, so I don't think that's his fault. But the penalty still stands, and that's going to make it 1st and 10 from the 30.
King with trips to his left. Willis in the backfield behind him. Drops back, looking to throw again, throws left. Intercepted! Intercepted by that same defender that just got penalized. Grayson Cline trying to make up for that personal foul.
Well, that's one way to do it, is make the pick. And Shann Varner talked about he's going to work on a one-hander too. And he said he's going to work on these non-contracted cornerbacks, and he's trying to do just that. And Grayson Cline makes him pay for it. And I don't think, as a coach, you're going to be too upset about that when a non-contract makes a play like that. It's just how it goes. You're not going to win every break.
1st and 10, Carolina from their own 11-yard line. Luyendula drops back, throws deep across the middle, completes. Harish Prasad.
Look at that, clean pocket, clean throw. It's smooth as butter, Rich. Everyone is working at high speed, and Prasad blows by the secondary and is able to find his lane. If the throw was a little bit better, he might have been able to stay on his feet.
1st and 10, Carolina from their own 41-yard line. Hand off, Francis. Trying to go up the middle. He's going to gain a yard, rolling on the stop.
Well, and that's what Chicago's trying to do, make Carolina one-dimensional, and you're not going to stop them on every play. It's just not how it works. But if you can stop them on enough plays, you can get out of here with a win, and Chicago's doing just that. But Carolina in really good position right now to fight back into this game.
Luyendula looking to throw again, throws right. It's incomplete, intercepted! Tip drill interception. Looked like Blake Hamrick on the interception.
Yeah, he was there just waiting for it in the backfield. And we're going to get a good replay here. It's just off the hands, and Hamrick's just waiting right there for it to haul it in. And Chicago benefits. 2 turnovers, Rich, on 2 drives. And now Chicago's pretty much right back where they started.
Chicago going to try and continue that drive now in their own territory at the 48-yard line. Yeah, 3:47 left in the third quarter. Hands it off right up the middle. Jared Willis with a good first down run of 8 yards.
Put the blockers in front of him, let him run. It's just power running, Rich. We've seen it executed all day by Chicago, and Carolina, to this point, has no answer for it.
Single setback behind King. That'll be Willis. Everybody else in tight. Going to drop back, looking to throw. Throws it to Willis out to the right-hand side. And he drops it, hits him in the hands, but he can't grab a hold of it.
And if I'm Chicago, don't shy away from that play, because if you look, Rich, he had plenty of space down there to get the yardage he needed if he would have caught it first time. So I think if I'm Shann Varner, I'm calling that play maybe right now. I mean, there was plenty of room, and you only need 2 here.
He had tons of room to make the first down, and he's made that catch all day long. 2 in the backfield behind King. 3rd down and 2. He's going to hand it to him this time, going left. No, they're going to call him just short of the first down. Just short.
Might see our first challenge of the day here. Sir Chappelle coming up to make the play, but boy, was it close, Rich. I think the angle might be important on which ref called him down. The offense is going to stay on the field, though.
4th and inches at the 42-yard line. King with Willis behind him. All the big boys in on the line. He's going to drop back, throw it out to Willis. That same swing pass, first down to the 40-yard line. Went right back to it, Andy.
Well, and that's what I was going to say before the snap is the problem for Carolina on this 4th and inches is they don't know whether it's going to be a run or a pass. And Chicago has done so well in the short yardage passing game that Carolina really has no answer for it. And so when Carolina's trying to answer Chicago on that 4th and inches, they have to protect both the flats and the middle of the field on the run play.
King hands it off to Willis. He gets 2. He's got 92 yards so far on the day and 2 rushing touchdowns for Willis. Bring up 2nd down and 8.
He's making up for all those games he missed in this one game.
Yeah, Willis is just a week 6 signing. He's a new player for Chicago. Hands it off to Willis again, trying to go to the left-hand side, and he is hammered. He is hammered by Sir Chappelle. Did I see a flag come down? I did.
I'm trying to locate it. Yeah, it was located in the area of holding.
Holding against Chicago. That'll bring that one back.
And it's a shame, too, because now Chicago's out of their element. They don't, you know, we've seen them convert on some deep passes. We've also seen them get burned on a deep pass, Rich. So it'll be interesting here. I think they should try and get 7 or 8 on this play here.
Throws to the right, complete, makes a nice spin. Nice spin, just short of the first down. That's going to be Corey Carter.
Well, that's just what I said. You know, you don't need all 18 yards on that first play. You just need 7 or 8, and Corey Carter does a good job of making sure he has the catch, but then a nice spin move to pick up some yards after catch there. What?
B-button spin move and gets him up within about 5 yards of the first down, 3rd down and 5. 2 wide left, 1 wide right for King. Hands it off to Willis. Oh, that's not Willis. That's the fullback. That's the fullback, Enrico Bovino.
Yeah, I wonder if Willis went over to get some Powerade and head coach Shann Varner just didn't see him come off the field or what. But now from the 32, it looks like they're going to punt, and this is interesting. It's a 48 or 9 yarder. They hit from 47, didn't they? Or was that Carolina?
That was Carolina. That was Carolina. But they're going to pin them down at the 10-yard line, though. So
yeah, the punt wasn't great, though. It's only a 20-yarder.
Interesting call there by coaching staff of Chicago.
And a break for Carolina because they get off the field without hemorrhaging any more points. And a touchdown here makes it a very close ball game. So this drive is very important for Carolina since the time has just rolled off this game.
3 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Still Chicago 21, Carolina 10. Hand it off to Francis right up the middle. He's got some room. He's going to get out to the 17-yard line, gain of 6.
Yeah, great 6-yard carry to kick off this drive. Now we're going to flip ends of the field. But, you know, it shows Chicago, you know, we can still run the ball a little bit.
So that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Again, Chicago 21, Carolina 10. You're watching the SFL on YouTube. Brought to you by APM Music. Carolina's only down by 2 scores.
Yeah, definitely well within their confines of trying to get back into this game. The question is, do they have the plays in the playbook to make it happen?
Hands it off to Francis going to the right-hand side, but he's not going to get anywhere. Brought down in the backfield, loss of a couple. 3rd down and 6 for the Skyhawks. Hands it off to Francis again, going to the left-hand side. He's up close to the 1st down, and they're going to give it to him. 1st down, Carolina.
Yeah, and on 3rd and 6, it looked almost like Chicago was expecting a pass play, and so when Francis took the handoff, it really was troublesome for the Chicago defense to kind of scramble and get him down.
1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Luyendula with 2 backs behind him in the backfield. He's going to drop back, looking to throw. Plenty of time back there. Tipped, almost intercepted. Clint Hendershot up there had a chance at that one again.
Yeah, and he would have had 6 if he would have been able to haul it in, but he just was not able to get his hands around it. Oh, my gosh, look at all the room, Rich.
He had tons of room. It was he could have walked into the end zone from there. Bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Skyhawks. 9:57 left in this game. Ball spotted on their own 21-yard line. They're going to send 2 wide left, 1 wide right in the shotgun. Luyendula. Drops back, throws it to the right. Complete, 1st down. Knocked out of bounds. It's going to be Jalen Miller.
Yeah, great job by Miller to make the catch and turn upfield, and that was really what benefited him on this play was that turn, because he hauls it in and he's way short of the sticks, and he's able to turn upfield, keep the feet in bounds, and get the yardage that they need.
Blake Hamrick and Clint Hendershot on the stop, but still Carolina 1st down, and they keep driving toward Chicago territory. Luyendula drops back, looking to throw again. Plenty of time. Incompletes. Almost picked off again.
Very dangerous play. You got to either haul it in or let it hit the ground. You can't bobble it around like that. That's what defenders here in the SFL feast on, and it was a dangerous play. And if Chicago would have taken that away, their field position would have been almost undefensible.
Chicago with 2 interception opportunities in this series. They just haven't been able to pull them in yet. Empty backfield for Luyendula. He's got some pressure coming from the backside, but he's able to get it away. Throws complete. Complete out to Miller. And that's going to be another Carolina 1st down.
Yeah, great 1st down gain. That's what we need if we're Carolina fans. But again, another dime from Luyendula, and really that's what's beating this Chicago coverage is just Luyendula's great throws and the receiver being in the right position.
Luyendula changing the play at the line. Going to drop back. Plenty of time. The offensive line's just taking care of him back there. Complete for a 1st down.
Just a dime in the bucket there, Rich. I mean, look at this. He had all the time in the world, and then he was able to float one over the linebacker, Dylan Rowland, there, as we see him clomping his cleats on the ground. You know, Luyendula is just trying to throw this coverage off whack via his arm, and so far it's working.
8:54 left in the game. Luyendula was trips to the left, 1 to the right. Hands it off to Francis, trying to go up the middle, but they're going to stop him at the line of scrimmage. That's Hendershot and Rowland on the stop. No gain.
Yeah, and Chicago's doing a good job, getting the yardage that they need. and stopping Carolina before they can pick up significant yardage in the run game.
Second down at 10. Luyendula looking to throw. Throws deep to the right. Intercepted! Intercepted by Blake Hamrick.
That's his second of the game, Rich, and really, you know, it plays back into what I was saying. Chicago's just trying to keep them from throwing the deep ball. That's what the Skyhawks feed off of, and Luyendula tries to force one in one-on-one coverage. Blake Hamrick baits him a little bit by letting Miller get a little behind him and then takes it away. And now if you're the Skyhawks defense, you got to buckle down, considering that this is a two-possession game. You need the ball back very quickly here.
Chicago going to throw that running back swing pass out of the backfield again to Willis. He's going to gain 5 yards on first down.
Well, and if you're a Chicago Wildcat, get your cookies out, Rich, because it's time to milk that clock.
Absolutely. They've got 7:58 left. And that's that swing pass out of the backfield is essentially a running play. Going to hand it off to Willis again, going to the right, breaks a tackle, first down, out to the 30, he's going to go, 40, 50, he's not going to go, he's going to get caught. I didn't see that back coming after him.
Yeah, just didn't quite have the speed there, but yeah, what a run, great blocking to the outside, and he's able to break it upfield, and that definitely flips the field here for Chicago and makes things interesting because even a field goal, Rich, puts this thing really, you know, in a tough position for the Skyhawks to try and come back into. So what a run from Willis, you know, at the right timing, and I think he might have stayed in bounds there. We'll see when they break the huddle. Yeah, the clock's still rolling, so just, you know, the epitome of the perfect run for Chicago.
Chicago now in Carolina territory at the 39-yard line, first down and 10. Letting the clock roll. Dropping back, another swing out to the running back. It's going to gain about a yard.
And Willis is doing a really good job of staying in bounds. I mean, look, we've already seen, what, 50 seconds tick off this clock here, Rich? You know, he goes out of bounds once, and that's cut in almost in half, and the clock is still rolling. So a really good job by the rookie here of playing situational football.
Second down and 9 for the Wildcats. Going to hand it off again. Actually, that's Bovino, the backup running back. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's about it. Third down and 8.
Well, yeah, I mean, Willis just ran 65 yards, and then you gave him the ball again on the next play. You think he can just do that all day? No, he needs some air.
Over there and get the oxygen.
Yeah, it looks like he's still off the field for this 3rd and 8. So,
he is.
I would expect a throw here.
King's got 2 to the left and 1 to the right this time, and he's actually going to hand it to Bovino again, looking left, and he's going to get hit. Stopped by Sir Chappelle. Gain of 3 will bring up 4th down and 5.
So the Skyhawks defense comes up big here with a stop. And the question mark now will be with the offense getting the ball back. They got to move quickly here. Down by 2 scores, Rich. 5 minutes to go. You do have all 3 timeouts, and Chicago's pinning them.
Look at that punt. That just died right there on the 3-yard line. Chicago didn't even have to down it. It just stayed right there.
And so if you're backed up for Luyendula, you got to be careful here. Francis has not done well all day of getting out of the backfield. A couple tackle for losses, and this could be bad shape for the Skyhawks.
Carolina starting at their own 3-yard line. Luyendula drops back, looking to throw in his end zone. Throws deep across the middle. Intercepted. Maurice Spurgeon brings the ball all the way back to the Carolina 12-yard line.
Nothing behind him. Nothing behind him, Rich. That's the motto for Chicago this week. They cover the man who's going deep, and they get a hand to it, and then after that, it's just all money for Maurice Spurgeon, who makes the pick, returns it nicely. I mean, Chicago can knee the ball 3 times, kick the field goal, and still be in really good shape.
Jesse Vick tipped that up for Spurgeon, who was able to pick it off. Great coverage by Jesse Vick out there. So E.T. King in the shotgun, dropping back, pump fake, throw into the corner. And caught the ball, but I think he's going to be out of bounds. He is. Incomplete, second down and 10.
He was a country mile out of bounds there.
So that'll bring up second down and 10, 5:23. The bad part about that is it stops the clock.
Yeah, that's even worse than the incompletion, because you can, you know, if he would have ran the ball and not got a yard, it still would have been better in the clock situation, because that right now is the Wildcats' enemy, not the Skyhawks. You don't need points. You need the clock to roll.
Hand off to Willis. He's got plenty of room into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
Well, I said you don't need points, Rich, but if you can get the points as well as keep the clock rolling, you might as well, right?
Might as well.
It's a nice outside run. They pull the guard and the fullback, and the guard gets upfield. The receiver does a really good job of coming over and picking up a man to block, and Willis gets a free escort into the end zone, and Chicago is starting to put the numbers on the board, and the Skyhawks are really going to have to push if they want to get back into this one now.
Yeah, they're bringing this game up to a three-score differential with 5 minutes left, 5:20 left. Oh, the kick is blocked. The kick is blocked. That was another bad snap. The holder had to fumble that around a little bit.
That makes this really interesting here, Rich, because it's now a 17-point difference instead of an 18-point. The 18-point would have meant they would have had to go for 2 at some point, but here, you know, they can score 2 touchdowns and kick a field goal and tie the game.
Carolina will receive the kick at about the 10-yard line. He's going to get up past the 30, out to about the 34-yard line. Start off first down and 10 at their own 34.
One with the deep pass game not working here for the Skyhawks, they really have to push the boundaries of that those underneath throws. They got to see if they can get 9-10 yards a catch, because the 20-yard catches and the deep fades are not working.
Luyendula drops back, throws left, short pass. He's going to get out to about the 39-yard line. Stopped there by Hendershot.
And I don't know why they're not running hurry up already. You're under 5 minutes to go here in the fourth. You're down by 3 scores. You know, to me, this is hurry up mode.
It has to be. Luyendula with 2 wide left, 1 wide right. Looking to throw. Throws left, incomplete. In and out of the hands of the receiver, that's right.
It got tipped up like that, and Walsh has been the man who's tipped up a couple of those balls, and there were 3 Wildcats right there ready to feast, and if one of them could have picked it off, I think that would have sealed the deal.
Brings up 3rd down and 5. Luyendula with 4 wide receivers. Francis behind him in the backfield. Going to hand it to Francis, going up the middle. He's got the first down. Out close to midfield. There's the hurry up.
Yeah, I don't mind that play. Get the first down and then get right back on the ball and throw. Or run, I guess.
Yes, they're going to give it to Francis again, but he's not going to get anywhere. He's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage by Rowland. Carolina going fast. He's going to get stopped again at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 3rd down and 9. 3 wide left. Luyendula is going to give it to Francis again. That's going to bring up 4th down. Good defense by that interior play of Chicago, Hendershot, and the other linebackers.
Yeah, and the problem there was Carolina's playbook. They haven't taught the guys any other plays out of that formation other than to run.
Going for it on 4th down. You almost have to. Luyendula drops back. Throws across the middle. Incompletes. Luyendula wants a flag, but I don't think he's going to get it.
Well, that's interesting. I thought they were going to get it. There looked to me like a little bit of bumping there from Spurgeon. I mean, we'll take a look here. Right there, 21 on the right side of your screen. It looks almost like, oh, I guess not. It looked like he bumped that guy right there, but it looks like that wasn't even who he was throwing to, so I might have got a bad angle on that. But yeah, no flag. Chicago takes over, and now they really just got to put this clock to bed. And the issue for Carolina, Rich, is that Jared Willis has been running like he is.
He has. He's got 148 yards on the day. Great game for Jared Willis. 3:34 left in the game. Chicago's just got to run the clock out. Hands it off to Willis. He's going to get hammered there at the line of scrimmage, though. Christopher Colon on the stop. Loss of a yard. Bring up 2nd down and 11 for Chicago.
Another wonderful shot of the sky.
The top of that dome.
Yeah, at least it's open, right? And
yeah.
It's glass and we can see. Otherwise, it would have been a waste of a camera.
2nd down and 11 for the Wildcats. Clock running. 2:55 left in the game. They're taking that play clock all the way down. Hand it to Willis. He's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, and if you're Carolina, you got those 3 timeouts. Why not start using them now? But, it looks like they might be waiting for the 2-minute warning, and that's too little too late, down by 3 scores.
Tristan Hatley on the stop for that one. Brings up 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats. They're going to use every second of this play clock. 2 wide right, 1 wide left, 2 backs in the backfield behind King. Hands it off to Willis, going to the right. He's going to get a few on that one. We'll give him 3. Bring up 4th down and 7.
And I'm fine with that. Run the ball, let the clock continue to tick down to the 2-minute warning and punt it away. Under 2 minutes, Carolina's going to have to score in 2 or 3 plays if they want to get back into it.
Brings us to the 2-minute warning. Chicago 27, Carolina 10. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, brought to you by APM Music. So Chicago lined up to punt. See if they can pin these guys deep again. Ball's going to come down at about the 12-yard line. Carolina will take over 1st down and 10 from their own 14, but they got a lot of work to do pretty quick, Andy.
Yeah, 86 yards between them and the end zone. They got to find the end zone twice and kick a field goal to just tie it. And so with 1:53, you have all 3 of your timeouts, but you're going to have to score here, I would say, Rich, with over a minute left. And then you'd need the onside, and then you would need another onside. So, that's cutting it as literally as close as it could get.
Luyendula dropping back to throw, under pressure. He's going to get hit and sacked. Sacked by number 94. That's Chris Zinariski. Going to drop back again, throwing left, complete, but he's going to get stopped in the backfield. Clint Hendershot had that one sniffed out. Carolina's going to take their first time out of the half.
Yeah, they got to burn the timeout, and that's really not what you want here. It's 3rd and long now, and you're in 4-down territory definitely, but with 96 seconds left on the clock, things are not looking good.
Your 3rd down and 17, and your long passing game has not worked much at all tonight. Trips to the right for Luyendula. He's going to hand it off to Francis, going to the right-hand side. He breaks the tackle, runs somebody over, gets a first down to the 30, the 40, still going, 50, 40. It's a foot race, brought down at about the 28-yard line. Got a defensive tackle for Chicago down and injured.
Get him some milk.
I don't think Chicago was looking for a run there.
No, not at all, and I don't know if Carolina was attempting to gain the yards that they did or what was going on there, but as we look at the injury, it really, caught Chicago off guard, and whether they were trying to get back into the game or trying to run the clock out and get back on the bus to go home, it has opened up this new interesting possibility here. And I almost, Rich, would consider kicking the field goal right away to just preserve as much clock as I could.
Oh, absolutely. Get some points on the board and get the ball back if you can. Drops back, throws across the middle. It is complete inside the 10-yard line. And Carolina's going to take another timeout. That's Harish Prasad on the reception.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the timeout. I would have either tried to get on the ball and either spike it or go for it, or just let the clock roll a little bit and get on the ball as soon as I could. But using those timeouts really doesn't help you later in the game. Let's say you get this next onside and score again and then get the other onside even. You're going to have trouble with the clock by that point, and you're going to want those timeouts. And you do have one left, but that's not, nearly enough.
Luyendula is going to hand it off to Francis, going to the left. He gets hit. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Skyhawks.
Yeah, power running from Francis, and to Chicago's credit, the scoreboard the stat sheet is not going to reflect how well they did against the run today. But a solid run by Francis. Again, catching Chicago, it looks like off guard a little bit. They weren't expecting a run, and the Skyhawks scoot into the end zone and really are going to make this thing interesting here, Rich. It's going to be a 10-point ball game as long as they can tack on the extra point.
The extra point attempt from Cline. Hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 1:15 left in this game, Skyhawks cut into the lead. It's now Chicago 27, Carolina 17.
Time for the onside. Let's see if they got it.
Chicago's got their hands team out there. There's the onside kick. Takes a high bounce. Bounces around a little bit, but it is recovered by Chicago. Picked up by number 16, Mantrullo, the wide non-contract wide receiver. So now all Chicago's got to do is run this clock out.
See, and there, Rich, is why I would have liked to have those timeouts in your back pocket. I mean, worst comes to worst, you need to buy another possession out of your team, and when you only have one timeout instead of all three, you can't get that extra possession. If you would have had all three, you could have taken your first time out here, taken it on the next two downs, and at least got Chicago to punt the ball back to you once.
E.T. King kneels it down in the victory formation. Carolina's going to take their last time out, but that's going to be the last time this clock stops today. So it looks like Chicago's going to get out of here with the win, 27-17 to end Carolina's unbeaten streak this season. Chicago proves to be a much better team than their statistics and their records show, that's for sure. Two more plays ought to do it. Two more snaps ought to do it for Chicago.
Yeah, and credit, not only to the Wildcats, but to the Skyhawks as well, as we look for a third time today at the beautiful sky. The Skyhawks have had a great season, and they're going to continue to have a great season as they move forward. Take this loss, on the chin, continue to get better and work harder, and improve as you head towards the playoffs. That you're still, at the top of your conference, if not in the top spot, you're in the top 2 or 3. So just continue to push yourself, get better in terms of your playbook, and take on the next player or the next team each time, and you'll be able to fight your way once playoff conversations start. So this loss definitely doesn't condemn the Skyhawks in any way, shape, or form, despite it being their first loss, and it feels to them like they've lost everything because they were undefeated up until this point. And that'll bring us to the end of this game. Chicago ends Carolina's
unbeaten streak, 27-17 here in the Thunderdome in Chicago, Illinois. Look kind of even rushing yards. I'm surprised. Willis had a really good game. I didn't think Carolina had that many rushing yards, but that last series did pad the stats a little bit for Carolina in their rushing game.
Yeah, those last 2 carries for A.J. Francis really were the breaking point for their stat sheet. So like I said, the stats won't show it, but Chicago's defense did a better job on the run game than they'll show. But at the end of the day, hey, the win is the only stat that matters.
Got one more game coming up tonight, folks. Queen City against Atlanta. I think the kickoff's been pushed back on that one to 8:30 Central Time.
Correct. Yeah, we are pushing the kickoff back. That'll be a process that we'll be working with Pam on, but we will make sure we update the league at every point.
I want to thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight on YouTube. You've been watching the SFL on YouTube, brought to you by APM Music. For Andy Hamilton, this is Rich Pratchard again. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next time from the Thunderdome in Chicago. The Wildcats of Chicago take this game against Carolina 27-17. We'll see you next time. Again, this has been the SFL on YouTube, brought to you by APM Music.
Thanks, guys.